Welcome to the Spring 2023 Factory Finds Sportcoat promotion. This first fabric is the Depry Tuscan Sunset Linen Tattersall, and this is beautiful. This is a lightweight, pure, 100% linen, comes from Italy. The ground tone here is kind of like a pale bone or ecru, and it has a beautiful, complex Tattersall check, which is composed of camel, charcoal, and a gorgeous sky blue. This is going to make up into a really handsome and lightweight sport coat, which is going to be absolutely perfect for the hottest days of summer. Next is the Sweet Tarts Silk Linen Gun Check. This is 55% silk, 45% linen, and it's honestly pretty similar in vibe to the Tuscan Sunset that we just looked at. The two main differences are the fabrication. When you have silk and linen as a blend, you do end up with a softer hand and a light sheen to the cloth, and this really awesome mixture of sky blue and flamingo pink accents sitting on this khaki Glen Plaid ground. A great piece of cloth. Here's another pure linen check for you guys, and I really love this one. This comes from Zegna in Italy, and this is the double-faced navy and cigar linen tattersall. So it has a intricate tattersall check, and it is a double-faced cloth. So the face of it is this gorgeous faded indigo blue, and the underside is a somewhat dark cigar brown. When you order this jacket, you can actually choose either color to be the face. So by default, it's going to be indigo on the outside, but if you would like the reverse, just mention that in the comments. And because our sport coats are unlined, you're going to be able to see this contrast when you open up the jacket. It's a really cool and playful detail, and a wonderful cloth all on its own. I just adore this fabric. From Delfino in Italy, this is the Enchanted Forest Hopsack. This is 100% wool. It's kind of like a regular four-season weight, so imagine the weight of a typical suit. Being a hopsack, it is a plain weave with this kind of like small canvas structure. It's breathable. It is going to be naturally wrinkle resistant. But the real story here is this incredible mixture of color. The yarns are dark forest green and kind of like a very dark sapphire blue. From a few steps away, it reads as a dark green solid, but once you get close, you see this awesome texture and this interplay of these two colorful tones. We sell a lot of hopsack here, and I've never seen anything like this. We can just make one sport coat here. From Loro Piana, this is the Dark Rose 62% silk, 38% cashmere check, and it is as beautiful as this sounds. This is a wonderful, luxurious mixture of yarns. It is whisper soft. It is technically a spring-summer fabric, but it's close to four seasons, so even though it is meant for the warmer weather, there's no reason you can't wear this in the cooler months too. And I just adore the color. This kind of like slightly muted dark rose tone is a great match for navy, gray, olive, khaki pants. It will really go with almost everything you have already. Also from Loro Piana, this is the Ultimate Navy 53% silk and 47% cashmere blend. This is a really expensive and luxurious piece of goods, and we have this at a great price. If you're in the market for a navy sport coat, you can't really do any better than this. It's a great basic navy blue, but a little more vibrant than kind of like the typical navy blazer tone. The fabric itself has this wonderful crosshatch texture, which is coming from the silk content when you look at it closely, and it is just a whisper soft, four-season, wonderful fabric. From Zegna, this is the Sahara Tan Check. It is a blend of 95% wool and 5% silk. The base tone here is a dark British khaki, and it's accented with two different shades of natural ecru going into a medium scale check. The weight here is on the lighter side. It's very cool. It almost like kind of feels like a linen, but being a blend of wool and silk, it's very smooth. It's very versatile. You're going to avoid kind of all the wrinkling that you'll get with a pure linen, but it does kind of give you that very elegant vibe. Here's something really special. This is the Irish indigo dyed linen cavalry twill, and there's quite a bit going on here. So being an Irish linen, this is heavier in weight. It's still comfortable and breathable for a hot day, but the heavier weight yarns allow it to drape better, gives it more presence, and it also means you can kind of wear it out of the spring-summer season if you really want to. The yarns here are dyed with a natural plant-based indigo, which is then treated, so it's color fast and all those things. But when you get close, rather than it being just kind of like a straight blue color, you can see some tonal indigo variations, almost like a great Japanese denim. And being a cavalry twill, you have a really strong diagonal twill structure, which just gives this fabric a really awesome texture and depth. If you're interested in an indigo blazer, this is a great choice. From Albini, this is really fun. Flamingo pink linen. This is 100% linen. It is the epitome of an eye-catching and bold summertime garment. The pink tone here, it's actually like, it's very cool. It's kind of splitting the difference between pink and magenta. It is a darker overall tone, so it's not quite like a hot pink or a Miami pink. I think it's just perfect. You can make a seriously cool jacket out of this, and it will definitely set you apart from the pack. From Depray, this is the navy window pane blend of 54% wool and 46% linen. I think this is awesome. So I'm a big fan of a wool linen blend. It kind of gives you the best of both worlds. Linen gives you that real breathability, that kind of like elegant texture, and also allows for a really deep kind of like navy dye that's very punchy in color. But the wool smooths out the linen, eliminates some of the wrinkles, and gives you a little more seasonality that you can wear it outside of the hottest weather. I think this is tremendous. This navy linen from Albini in Italy was our bestseller for the Factory Find suiting promotion, and it is a phenomenal choice. This is the standard bearer of linen garments for most tailoring companies. It is a perfect shade of navy blue. It's lightweight, it's great for the summertime, and if you're looking for a navy linen sport coat, it's hard to do better than this. So excellent choice, and it's available at our opening price point, and it is a great deal. Next is our best-selling fabric of 2022. Really, we sold a ton of RTC garments in this cloth, and it is just tremendous. We call it aged silver herringbone. It's 55% silk and 45% linen. The color cast here is really handsome. Kind of the base tone is a medium gray, but you can see it has this very cool kind of like antique muted olive effect, which means that you can easily pair it with other great garments and it won't match too much. The texture is absolutely bananas. You can see when you get really close to it, it has all these great like variegated tones. It has these slubs in the weave. It's very light, very comfortable, definitely meant for warmer days, and it works really brilliantly in any of the shapes that we have. It's great as a suit, and also excellent as separates. This is the peach skin cotton khaki, and it's really one of the finest khaki fabrics that I have ever touched. It's about 9 ounces in weight, so wearable for seasons, but you know, a little bit on the heavier side than the typical chino. So you have a nice drape and you have a good weight, especially for the sport coat. As the name peach skin would suggest, it kind of feels like the surface of a peach. It has this really crisp and dry hand, and it has a perfect khaki color tone. This is awesome as a pair of pants. It's great as a sport coat, and it works really nicely together. Next is blue cotton Oxford, and this is imagine your favorite blue Oxford shirt. It's a little bit heavier than that. If typical Oxford shirt's going to be about 5 ounces, this fabric is 7 ounces. Great choice for warmer weather, and in that, you know, really classic light blue Oxford tone. And also really, really cool to have an Oxford suit, but this works brilliantly as separates. Oxford trousers are definitely a huge thing. Also in the light blue cotton vein, this is our Sky Cotton Pin Cord. And pin cord is a cool fabric. Imagine seersucker and corduroy kind of having a child. So the fabric isn't puckered like seersucker, but it has a very small discernible texture. The stripes are actually woven into the cloth itself, and it's a very old school kind of summertime staple, but something that's really easy to care for and effortless to wear. Speaking of stripes, we have a great cotton seersucker, and this is an excellent choice for tailored clothing on a hot day. This is the traditional color scheme of medium gray stripes on an ecru ground. It's lightweight, it's breathable, it's puckered so it stays off your skin on the hottest of days, and it's an extremely classic look. And what I think is really important is how nice this is as separates. Nothing looks better with a seersucker jacket than a faded pair of jeans, and nothing looks cooler with seersucker pants than a navy blazer. So it's really versatile. After that, we have a genuine cotton madras from India. We introduced this last year. We sold it really well in quite a few of our shapes, and I'm glad to bring it back in a somewhat limited fashion. We have enough for around 5 or 6 total garments. Beautiful mixture of colors. You have navy, white, shades of red and goldenrod, and even like a pale orange in there. Lightweight, comfortable, and a real summertime staple. I've got a new cotton seersucker, which I think is amazing. This is our Navy Tattersall cotton seersucker. It's actually the same yarn and the same weight as the gray and white stripe, but this is done in a classic Tattersall pattern, which is a mixture of navy and royal blue sitting on an ecru ground. Like the stripes, it's puckered and it's an excellent choice to wear on a really hot day. From Depry, this is the smoked quartz herringbone wool silk linen. Similar to the fabrics we just saw, this is a luxurious mix, fairly lightweight, great to wear on a warmer day. But the story here is this amazing herringbone weave. It's really kind of like a large scale and very muted one. This looks solid from a couple steps away, but the interesting weave reveals itself when you get close. The color here is kind of like a neutral, very light khaki with a bit of an olive cast, hence the smoked quartz name. This iridescent copper is 65% wool, 20% silk, and 15% linen. It is an amazing cloth. It's 4-season, so on par with the typical weight of a suit. The color here is a gorgeous iridescent copper tone. It's slightly metallic, and you can see that the color really changes as the fabric drapes and moves. The background of the weave is a tonal herringbone, which is fairly small scale and subtle, and this is just something really special. It's great for a slightly bold choice for a warm weather jacket, and it's a wonderful match to any kind of like khaki or cream trouser. In keeping with the bold theme, this is the Purple Haze Melange wool and nettle. It's a 67% wool, 27% nettle fiber, and 6% silk. Nettle fiber is a plant, and the fibers are similar to cotton, but they are more absorbent of moisture, so it functions a little bit better than cotton does in the really hot weather, and it's softer. The color here is amazing. Purple Haze is pretty accurate. It's an overall muted grape purple cast, and it has this kind of like static effect within the weave. Absolutely beautiful. And this last fabric is a real special offer. This is a wool flannel. It's actually on the heavier side, so this is definitely intended for the fall winter. This is a Super 150s pure wool from Lovat Mills in Scotland. Base tone here is navy. It has a small tonal herringbone to the weave, and it has this gorgeous kind of like scarlet burgundy window pane accent. We have this available at a really great promotional price. There's only enough cloth to make one sport coat, and this item is going to be absolutely brilliant when it is made into a jacket. So if you're okay buying something a little bit early for the cold weather, it's awesome.